The Republican National Convention has been a family affair for President Donald Trump, featuring speeches from First Lady Melania Trump and all four of his adult children this week. Ivanka Trump, who spoke on the closing night of the convention, praised her father's tenure in office, alluding his antagonistic, often crude comments toward lawmakers and other public figures. "I recognize that my father's communication style is not to everyone's taste, but the results speak for themselves," she said. The president's oldest daughter, who serves in an official capacity as an advisor to her father, spoke glowingly of the president's response to the pandemic, as well as his military and criminal justice policies. "I've watched him take on the failed policies of the past and do what no other leader has done before," she said. She touted Trump's criminal justice reform law in particular, which she described as having rectified the disparities in the 1994 Biden crime bill that disproportionately hurt African Americans. Here's what Trump's other children had to say this week. Donald Trump Jr. was the first of the president's children to speak at the convention. His girlfriend, Kimberly Guilfoyle, also spoke on Monday. Trump Jr. set the tone of the convention as combative, calling Democratic nominee Joe Biden, Beijing Biden, and the Loch Ness monster of the swamp. Trump Jr. praised his father's economic record in the White House, saying that his father's cuts in taxes and regulations provided rocket fuel to the economy, boosting growth and bringing about the lowest unemployment rate in nearly 50 years. After 8 years of Obama and Biden's slow growth, Trump's policies have been like rocket fuel to the economy and especially to the middle class, he said. Biden has promised to take that money back out of your pocket and keep it in the swamp. Trump Jr. blamed the country's economic collapse in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic on the Chinese Communist Party, saying that they know he'll weaken us both economically and on a world stage. The president has overseen a solid economy since taking office in 2017, but his administration has often mischaracterized the state of the economy under President Obama and overstated its own contributions to it. The economy has undergone a steady recovery since the Great Recession of 2007-09, the longest expansion in American history. And Trump Jr. praised his father's response to the coronavirus pandemic. As the virus began to spread, the president acted quickly and ensured ventilators got the hospitals that needed them most, he said. He delivered PPE to our brave frontline workers, and he rallied the mighty American private sector to tackle this new challenge. Assertion about federal dispersal of PPE and ventilators contradicts what state leaders from both sides of the aisle said about their own supply needs in the early months of the pandemic.